3, 2, 1.
What is going on, Southwest ISD? What is going on? My name is Brandon Medina. I am here with your athletic director, Mr. Peter Wagner, and this is the Scoreboard Podcast, the number one stop shop for all things Southwest ISD athletics. It is almost turkey time, and we are here to get you prepped and ready to know about all the things happening currently at Southwest ISD, as well as when we get back from break and also during break and everything in between. Talk to me, sir. Athletics.
How's it going, buddy? You doing all right? See, like you told me that I needed to choose to bring the energy.
Too much.
How is it going today? Are you having a great day? I'm excited about this weekend and everything going on, and it's Turkey Week and everything else, man.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
How's that?
I like it. I like it.
Was that good?
It was good. It was too much, but it was good. You know what I mean? It was fine. So, first and foremost, we have some big things to talk about at football, right? Opening district play in basketball, middle school softball athletics still going with baseball and softball in our inaugural season.
It's kind of like the lead is football.
Sure.
And you know, we try to lead with everybody who's in this type of situation.
Yeah.
You know, from it started in early October with tennis, and they were in the playoffs, and it started with water polo in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Then it was tennis at their time in the playoffs, and we led with that. Then it was volleyball and cross country and things like that had good seasons, and now this is the time now it's football time, you know what I mean, a little bit. Last week especially with both teams being in the playoffs.
Yep.
And then this week headed into a big game, things of that nature, but also for everybody else, this is grinding season. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it.
And so there's not just a ton there's lots to talk about, but it's really, you know, this is where that, you know, if you compare it to the individual work, this is that time where not everybody's watching, but it's all that work you're putting in. So when it's this time of championship season for basketball, we're talking about you and things like that. So, you know, getting into basketball there in tournament season, playing, you know, 6-7 games a week for a couple of weeks. So they're really working on team chemistry, working on those things.
Yep.
Both the Dragons and Titans were in the girls basketball teams. Were in the Southwest ISD tournament last week. You know, Legacy was in the gold bracket, and Southwest was in the bronze bracket. You know, working on just getting dubs and working on different things. The Titans opened up district on Tuesday. You know, had a tough loss in that one, but keep grinding there, and the Dragons open up with a buzzsaw in the J Mustangs right off the bat, who are probably one of the top teams in the district. So they're gonna get tested right off the bat and go from there. And then we have on the boys' side, the boys are in the Southwest ISD basketball tournament. If you want to see teams from all over the state of Texas come out,
compete,
come during the day on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and watch some. You'll see teams from the Metroplex to Houston to El Paso and Lubbock and things like that.
DFW, West Texas travel.
We're getting them from everywhere, down in the valley, things like that. So there's teams that you'll like. Where the heck is that from? And where are they from? You know, and things. So come out and watch them. But both teams are really grinding. They were both in tournament season last week with both teams going about 500. Or I think the Dragons lost one game and at Del Rio, and the Titans played some pretty stiff competition in the Alamo City Classic. And they opened up with Steel and everything. But you know, they got some big games. And like I said, grinding season for basketball. When we come back, it's soccer season. When we get back from Thanksgiving, soccer season opens up, and getting on that. And then the swimmers are in the pool, grinding away, getting those times down. We actually had our first James Kipp in swimming, had our first kid at the Tisca. That's a big 5A meet with all the teams in the state and things like that. And he actually made the finals.
Wow.
In the 50 free. And so that was a big thing. We broke records. Both schools broke relay school records, things like that. The results are starting to come in from our investment in the pool
Absolutely.
and everything. And so doing those types of things, and then our boy Aiden Diaz and leading the divers
Yep.
and everything. Got some big club meets for our little ones this weekend, and so big things going on. But it's one of those things where not a lot to talk about, but we got a lot of great people doing great things and grinding away so we can talk about some amazing results later.
Yeah, and man, you mentioned grinding away. Some people might not be familiar, Coach, and just trying to make sure we reiterate it, is outside this morning it was 40 degrees. You're talking about swimming. Talk to me about kind of the investment of that aquatic center, just for some people who don't know.
Well, I mean, you get inside the pool, and the pool's still 80 degrees when you jump in the water and stuff like that. And just being able to. This is swim season, so I mean, but there's a lot of schools out there that they got heated pools, but they're outside, and they're doing that, And so our kids are very blessed to have one of the top aquatic centers if not the state, possibly the country.
Right.
And so, and those dividends are we're continually see the results and the dividends, that investment's paying and everything. Got our first aquatics program booster club.
Nice. Yeah.
With that, and they just had their first meeting a couple weeks ago, and so excited about all those types of things.
Yeah, and you mentioned more investments and looking at. I think sometimes it's not just the investments of money, right? There's also the investment of time, right?
Time's the most important.
And you look at coaches and players who are investing their time for softball and baseball at the middle school level. We talk about it every week, especially with this inaugural season. But how exciting is it for you as an athletic director to know that those investments are eventually going to be paying off, and we'll see those investments paid off in the next few years as we get to the softball and baseball levels in the high school level?
Yeah, I think the investments that you're going to see there is not as much on the top end, but in the depth and the quality of the whole team. In that there's kids that are going to be, as we continue to learn things, figure things out in this program, finding those diamonds in the rough that probably would not have had the opportunity to figure it out, to make those connections, for those coaches to create those relationships early, to build the depth as we move through that. And I think you'll see a lot of that kind of stuff coming in the next few years.
Cool. Well, we have more games for middle school and softball. Is that going to be this weekend?
Yep, this weekend. We actually we moved those games from Saturday to Fridays to this Friday, since it's going into a holiday break.
Okay.
So they're going to be playing at 4:30 instead of on Saturday, so people can get into their holiday break. And then the big one is we'll have a big celebration for our district tournament that we do right before Christmas. We get out for Christmas break on the 20th, I think it is, something like that. So they'll play the first round of the tournament on Thursday, but then we'll play all of the games, both the third and fourth place game early, and then the championship games. We'll play all of those games at Legacy. So we'll have a big celebration in between those two games with the school board, Dr. Ball, all of the kids who are playing, everything else like that. We'll do that before the game, in between those two games.
Gotcha. Very, very cool. It's gonna be fun, man.
I'm excited about the video that you guys are making that you may not know about.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. Big fan of it.
Consider this communication to you all. Yep.
That's right. Yeah, looking forward to it for sure. When it comes to investments that have already paid dividends, right? We're already looking.
Are we talking about Andy and his the first team to score that wins, and he's like 5-0 on this thing?
I don't know what's going on, but Andy needs to buy a lottery ticket because he's been really good with this stuff, man. And so let's see if the Dragons are the first team to score this week, because they have a tough matchup. Talk to us about this football matchup. Obviously, Legacy is concluded.
Well, I was going to say, first, I think we should congratulate the Legacy Titans on a phenomenal season.
Yeah.
I think they probably I don't know that everybody saw them coming. You know what I mean? And Coach Bruce, his staff, and those guys, what a wonderful job. A star was born And
One
and
more year
James
too,
Ross,
right? He's a
yeah.
junior, so
And
a
James
lot more
Ross,
James Ross conversations coming.
One of the solidifying himself as one of the top backs in the city. So great job by him. They got all of their quarterbacks coming back next year.
Yeah, they switched.
Got to
them.
find a couple of linemen. Going to have a hard time, finding a replacement for Dez Rodriguez in the middle and at linebacker and things like that. But and then Ollie Mendoza at safety and things. But overall they had a young group, a young core as well. So looking forward to some great things again next season from the Legacy Titans. Just ran into probably the best team in the region and one of the top 5 teams in the state of Texas.
Yeah, it's tough.
And so, and I was talking to Coach Bruce. They were moving the ball and they were doing some things. Got snake bit. When Ross went down, got stepped on. Had an injury on his foot and couldn't come back. And so that was some adversity they really had to overcome. And they were already overcoming adversity and a really good team. But he said, yeah, they were moving the ball. Kids fought. They did things right, and really proud of them, how they did, but even more proud of the body of work that they put together. And so they should be very proud of what they did and how they did it.
Yeah,
And
Coach
so
Bruce.
congratulations to them.
Coach Bruce and that staff really are starting to shape the culture of what a Titan football player looks like.
Mhm.
Really starting to create.
Well, you're starting to see people come back and be like, yeah, we're Titans
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So it's that's really neat.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited. It's gonna be a good time to see the evolution of this. I think both quarterbacks are sophomores, and so I mean that's exciting from a coaching perspective. And they played both of them quite a bit. You'd see them switching in and out of games. So I think getting comfortable, getting reps, allowing both of them to kind of figure things out. You used to do that a little bit too with our boy Mario. I remember Mario used to come in and out quite a bit. But I mean, looking at the running back position, you got that taken care of. James Ross.
Check.
Yeah, James Ross is coming back for another season. So if you're looking to see what we're going to be talking about next fall, it's going to be a whole lot of James Ross, especially leading up into it. So we'll probably try to get him on the podcast as well. But looking at Southwest High School, they go ahead and continue this run, continue a big season. I believe if and when, because I'm a firm believer in Coach Franco, the staff, and the players. We saw AJ Franco with the turkey distribution with with blonde hair. They're all going blonde out.
Blonde, yeah.
So looking at this team, there's a belief already in the system, in the culture, in that team environment. There's a belief in the players, and they have plenty of them. If they were to go and when they go to the third round, right? Because we're talking about the second round right now, but I'm saying only 2 teams in the history of Southwest High School have made it that far, and this far, there's still a very small handful as well. So talk to me about the importance of this game and the importance of what's on the line history-wise for these players and these great individuals.
So I looked at as I was getting ready to share the different stuff that was going on this week. The first thing that caught my eye was that this is only the third 11-0 team in Southwest ISD history. And everybody's like, no, we've had a lot more undefeated teams. Well, the one team in 2009 that was undefeated, they were 10-0 going in here because got rained out against Clemens, and Clemens decided they didn't want to stick around and stuff like that. I'm a little bitter about that still. But so this is a third 11-0 team, and the vying to be the third team to make it to the third round and stuff. The 85 team with Ty Detmer lost to Cal Allen in this round, and so, but then you have the 08 team that beat we beat PSJ in the second round, and we beat McAllen in the first round. So, and then in the 2020 team, I think it was the 2020 team because we played the third round the day after Christmas. The 2020 team that beat Westaco East, I think it was, or Westaco High. I think it was Westaco East, though, in the second round. And I think we beat Brack, I want to say, in the first round and stuff. And that was a big game because we were like 3 touchdown underdogs to Westaco East coming in, played them at Ferris and stuff, and then ended up having to play Betts Memorial again in the third round.
Yeah.
and stuff, and that was the day after Christmas. And so just these types of games, if you look at just being in the second round, we've been in this in the second round a few times.
Yeah.
This was one of the ones though that you made the second round after beating somebody that like they came out of a district that was one of the top districts in the state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, like they made the playoffs after beating Bernie Champion, beating Wagner, MacArthur, and those guys. You know what I mean? They played a tough schedule and were 5-5 in one of the toughest probably schedules in the city in the state. And so coming and getting them on our home field, we caught some breaks, but we also made our own. I mean, I think that if you were looking at that game, obviously the player of the game was Tyson Dean. I mean, like that's easy, but really the defense was they didn't have any big plays, any real big plays. They didn't get the ball thrown deep on us. Yeah, okay. Seguin didn't. The Dragon defense was really on point. You know what I mean? And we said it on the podcast last week. We said, if we can keep them under 30,
yep,
we got a shot at it. And we barely kept them under 30, and we were up by 2 scores each time. It was a little scary there when we missed those 2 extra points and stuff that really made it a little more interesting than maybe it needed to be. But, I think the defense was, we were walking up. And the one thing that Coach Franco and I said as we were walking up the hill was kind of like that win really solidified the undefeated season. You know what I mean? In terms of those 10 wins that the Dragons had, we were always at least a touchdown, if not 2 to 3 to 4 touchdown or more favorites. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This was the game where either we were maybe a 2 to 3 point favorite or we were underdogs. Or we were underdogs, depending on who you talked to and what you read and everything. And so when you win those games, it just those are the fun ones. They mean so much more. You know what I mean? Like Coach Franco outcoached them. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, like I don't think that there's any doubt that Seguin, the teams that the Dragon coaching staff outcoached the Seguin coaching staff to a certain degree. You know what I mean? And case in point is, we get the takeaway, the turnover on downs, whatever. Oh no, we onside kick like Peyton in the Super Bowl with the Saints, and then we turn around and run 5 right sneaky, and which means that we did the old hideout play. We put our receiver at left tackle and then ran him down the middle of the field wide open and stuff, and scored a touchdown. Like, boom! That was a huge difference in the football game. I mean, just turning point and things like that. And then you have that play. You never know what plays are going to be the ones, but you got the onside to that, and then you have AJ rolling out to his left and then chunking it, and then Z just jumping up between 4 defenders and pulling it down on 3rd and long. Those are huge plays that win the game. But I think that the coaching staff from Coach Gabe Luna, the defensive coordinator, and the defensive staff, to Coach Franco, Coach Molina, Coach Bradford, and all those guys on the offensive side of the ball, they coached their butts off to put those kids in some great positions to win the game. You know what I mean? And so kudos to them, and look forward to what they have in store for them for the Corpus Christi Vets Memorial Eagles this week.
It's going to be a tough one, man. It's going to be nice and chilly over there in Corpus. So talk to me about the mindset, because I know a story that whenever I get with some of the guys that I played with, whenever you were coaching, right? Mm-hmm. All of us remember, I'll never forget 2 things. I'll never forget Boosie fumbling, running solo by himself.
In
right?
Corpus, throwing it behind
himself, gone.
Always got to bring up old crap, man.
Gone for
and
like
we're about to up by 3 touchdowns.
Gone for like 60 yards, just by himself.
And we're about to be at like 35-0 on Carroll.
I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. But okay, that one, I remember that. And I remember this so specifically, man. Did we play ever Corpus in a playoff game? Or was it no? It was just like a late season game. It was just cold. I remember that. It was like a November game. I remember you going, this is a big game for us, man. Like we gotta get hyped up. And you put on Friday Night Lights, and there were some of us who had never seen it.
Oh my!
And then I remember some of the guys were like, at the end we get there, I'm like, oh, I gotta start getting ready. And so the movie ends, and they're like, "Hey, they lost!" Like, I'm like, "Coach, what is this?" And I remember he was like, "This is
Clear whites,
yeah."
or what is it?
Clear
Clear
eyes,
eyes,
clear
clear eyes, full
full
heart,
hearts.
can't lose.
Dude, but I just remember being like, some of the guys were like, "Yo, they lost. This is the worst." But yeah, man, I think those trips are some of the best bonding experiences for students and for student athletes and for coaches to really just kind of, obviously everybody's in game mode, but there's also some excitement of just like, hey man, we get to go on the road, get your mind right. Also enjoy the fact that like we have this experience together. So talk to me, I guess, about what is going to be the conversation that needs to be said before game begins there in Corpus. What's the conversation you think Coach Franco's going to be having with those student athletes to get them ready to roll? I mean, they're always ready, but just
I think that the trip is not going to be as big of a deal because they've done it 4 times already. I think that you have a team of kids that is very confident, that believes that they truly believe. Like there's no, hey, if this happens, we got this, or if this, there's no if. It's just, they bring their A game, we bring our A game. It's gonna be a dang good game, but we're good enough to beat them on their best day.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I think they're right. You know, I think that that these are the fun ones, though. You know what I mean? They're the ones that if you come out on the wrong end, it hurts like heck. But if you come out on the right end, it's those games that we talk about for years and years and years.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And that Seguin game will be a game that we talk about for a long time. And they get a chance to do it again. This win, if you get this win, I believe that this would probably make for the most special season in Southwest ISD history.
Wow.
With this win. And I say
Betsy
that
Morrow's taken us out a few times.
And I'll say, yeah. Well, one, because of that, and two is I'm not going to take anything away from the 08, 09, 07 groups. You know what I'm saying? I think in 07, if we beat Judson, then it's going to be almost impossible to ever replicate that. There's like 20,000 people in the Alamo Dome for that game. You know what I mean? Like nobody, you don't do that, but we didn't. You know what I mean? And so my purpose for saying this, and maybe I need to not talk so much about it, but is if people talk about data and results and all that kind of stuff. If you look at the two other times we've been to the third round, we beat a McAllen team that we should have beat.
Yep.
And we had to come back, and we had to win in overtime, and we probably didn't play our best down in the hole. And then we beat a PSJA team that thought they were really good, but we were about 20 times better than they were. And then we ran into Smithson Valley, who was really good. And it was a good game. But we got to the third round, and we beat people by an average of 5 to 7 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? I say that. In overtime, we beat McAllen. They were pretty good. But when if you win this one, you beat a Seguin team, like we said, that played in that district with 5 to 7. They had the top 6 teams in that district at one time were ranked in the top 25, top 30 in the state of Texas in 5A Division I. So you beat somebody there, and then you turn around and you beat Vets, who's a top 20, 25 team in the state as well, to get to the third round. You know what I mean? You get there, you've beaten the best to get there to play the best. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So when you look at being undefeated, but then you look at strength of schedule as well and strength of opponent to get there, and I feel like that this would be the toughest task that you made that they got there. I don't know if that makes sense.
Sure.
But
as far as getting to this point, you're saying that
and how you got
there
and to who you beat.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you. There's
I mean, even in
impressive
2020,
wins,
even in
wins,
2020, we beat. I can't remember who we beat from SAISD. If it was, I'm guessing it was Brack, but we beat them, and we're probably 3 touchdown favorites. You know what I mean? Now we beat Weslaco East, but and we weren't supposed to. You know what I mean? And Weslaco East was good, but they, they're not a team that either was in that other district or who has been to the regional finals, semifinals. Just a perennial powerhouse coming out of this region since we've gone to 5A and since they were built. And so you get that win, and then you go play Piper in the Dome. You feel like, okay, we can play with them. You know what I mean? And then let's go. We're one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I believe that we are, but you get this win and you open up even more eyes.
So it all comes down to this, Coach, is what you're saying. This is
well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's playoff season.
Everything comes down to this.
Everything comes down to this. Yeah.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, hey, listen, buckle up, Southwest ISD. We're in for a historic afternoon and a very cold one there in Corpus, but we hope to see you
Is
there.
it really going to be that cold?
Sure
I mean, you act like we're going to Lambeau Field or something.
No, but I'm saying.
I mean, like, you probably don't even need your jacket. Maybe your hoodie, but I mean, like, come on, dude. We're in Corpus. I mean, you act like, are we expecting snow flurries? Like, what?
I think you're.
I feel like
how that.
I feel like there's people are going to stop over at the beach and go give Selena a high five or something.
I mean, it's going to be a night. It's going to be you know what it is? It's going to be a crisp night. That's what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
nice 50.
Interesting.
50 with wind, and that wind's not going to feel like 50.
Yeah, I don't like Cabanas. Cabanas is a wind tunnel.
I'm telling you, it's going to be windy. That's the thing.
That's guaranteed.
For sure. So maybe you don't need a jacket, but you're going to need a windbreaker. You need something. But with that, we're excited, man. It's going to be a big one. We have our Titan Warriors and our Dragon Warriors to mention, but looking at this season as a whole and this fall, it's given us plenty to talk about, man. It's been a very successful fall sports season. Yeah, and it's one of the most successful ever. Yeah, it's been very. We said that last year. We did. We say it every year. But that's just how much better it was. But it was a very rewarding season too, man. I don't think I have gotten to know as many athletes as I do now from doing different shoots we're doing the hype videos now because we have the scoreboards. It's opened up more opportunity where the people we're talking about aren't just these people. They're not just student athletes. Yep. You know what I mean? There's tangible, like they listen to this podcast. They know us. They know me. They know you. Like it's becoming a sort of a full circle thing where it's like, cool. Like James Ross isn't just this fictional Marvel character. I'm like, oh my God, he's incredible. No, like I physically have talked to, seen James Ross. But yeah, so I mean, we're excited, but going to the Titan Wars, Dragon Wars, so anybody want to? Well, first shout out to all of our warriors who helped out at the turkey awesome. Handout yesterday. We probably had far more than we needed. Yeah. But it just goes to show you how special our coaches and kids are and how much they want to serve. And so kudos to them. And then our Warriors of the Week at the high school level. From our Dragon Warrior of the Week was a softball player and obviously one of our top warriors, but she's truly a leader with our student athlete leadership team, things like that. Done a lot, but that's Bella Gutierrez. Great job to her. And then Narek Lozano at Legacy High School, who's a soccer player. Great job to him as well, and for all those guys were up to and do. Narek is a senior that's really getting it done over there, and really appreciate those guys. Nice, man. Well, hey, thank you again. Yeah, our turkey distribution, it's stuff like that really makes working for the district and being a part of the district so rewarding. I mean, we were able to feed a lot of great people and great staff. Thanks to Joris. Yeah, Joris was able to come through with the
Mr.
massive.
Gary Joris, the owner, was there. Yeah, great donation. They were there with our board members and senior staff and everybody helping out hand out turkeys with our students. But man, it's a beautiful time to be a part of Southwest ISD and to come watch our athletics, man. So check us out. Corpus Christi coming up on Friday. Be there 7:00 p.m. And then after that, tickets. After that, listen, this break, when we come back from this break, it is going to be Fast and Furious once again. Yep. On to soccer and basketball. Yep. So thank you guys for joining us. My name is Brandon Medina. That is Peter Wagner, your athletic director. And this is the Scoreboard Podcast. And as always, we are Southwest.
3, 2, 1.